What was going on offensively? Obviously, you guys had a couple of really nice drives and the half, start the half, but they made it tough on you the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the first half really kind of got by us. We didn't have that many plays. We had I think we only had one series in the first quarter, I believe. Is that right? One series in the first quarter, right? And then second half or second quarter, we didn't get the ball that much. We got the ball right before the half. We marched down the field, made some key plays on that drive, and then next thing you know, we ended up kicking the field goal there. So it made it 3-3 game. Tight game. Got the ball back at half. We were able to run the ball well. We were able to also get the ball out quick to DK on a few of those. Signal some stuff there and here and there, and we were able to march the ball. Freddie made a sweet play. DK made a couple nice plays, big third down conversion to him, and then we ended up running the touchdown, and that was huge. And then the rest of the half, really, I mean, the score was 10-10. The score was 10-10. I think there's about 8 minutes to go, something like that. It's 3rd and 18 for them, and they get the conversion on the first down, off the penalty, and they end up scoring. Sorry about that. They end up scoring on that drive. Made it 17-10. We get the ball back. It's 3rd and 1. Unfortunately, we go off sides. And we think we would have had that first down there on that play, and then next thing you know, it's 4th and it's it's technically it's a huge key situation or whatever. And that right there, and unfortunately, we don't get the call, don't make the play, and I think that there were some plays out there we could have had, could have made, and this and that. I felt like I was a little short on DK on that one. I wish I could have had that one back maybe, but other than that, I felt like we played a good game. It was a tight game, and we didn't get as much opportunities as we wanted to. And then you had some 3rd and longs. Obviously they're good defense. They had good pass rushers and stuff, and 3rd and longs is always tough. So the game got away from us. It was 10-10, and we had a chance to win it, we felt like, and unfortunately we didn't.
Greg?
I can't hear you. There you go.
Russell, I'm sorry. Did you realize how open DK was past Ramsey when you underthrew him? What were you gauging, or what did you hit on that?
I was trying to get on my hand. They got off the ball pretty good there, and I tried to get off my hand. He was kind of doing a double move, so I tried to get it out of my hand, before I got hit, and just try to put some air on to let him go get it, and sometimes those double moves are always tricky because you never know when they're gonna come out of it, and I wish we could have had that one back. That was the one I wish we could have had back, and so. I think that there's a lot of other good plays we made in that game, but that was one I wish I could have had back, personally.
And did you sense Metcalf looked frustrated, especially in the first half on the sideline? And did you sense at all his frustration? Did you have to talk to him about that?
No, he wasn't. We didn't have anything between us or anything like that. I think that he, we had there was a moment where he was pressed, and we ran the ball on that play, and he did a really good job of shaking Ramsey on a really sweet play. He was just saying, "Hey, I'm hot today. I'm gonna be ready to go. I'm gonna be ready to go." So that was kind of his passion. wasn't anything wrong or anything like that. Me and him were super connected, So there was nothing wrong or anything like that. He had a great week. He was focused, highly focused, ready to roll, and so there's nothing there.
Bob?
Yeah, Russell, just what's your thoughts? Obviously, you guys fall to 5-9. It's going to be the first losing season of your career here with the Seahawks and all that. Just I know it's really early, but any way to kind of put that in perspective, how you're feeling about all that?
It's definitely disappointing. I think that the season's been tough just in general, everything going on with everyone and just life. And, there's a lot of real situations out there going on, and COVID. And, I think for us, the only thing that we can do is get ready for tomorrow, wake up tomorrow, and give everything we have. That's what our job is to do, is to wake up and give everything we have every day. That's all I know. It's definitely disappointing, and I feel like the season we had some chances to win some games early on. We didn't, unfortunately, and I think in the seasons past, I felt like we've won those close games. I did go back to, I think it was 2019. I think we had 7 or 8 games where we won, those close tight knit games. I go back to early on in the season, Tennessee, for example. We could have had that game. A few games just kind of got away from us. And, what I do know is that I'm grateful for each guy that given everything every day. And I don't expect anything to change with that in terms of their mentality, our mentality, how we're going to work at it every day and work at our craft. And, that's the character of guys we have in the room. And I know that it's disappointing. The good thing is I think that we've always created such a high standard of playing and winning and found ways to just win these close games. And this year, unfortunately, we weren't able to do it, And all I know is we got 3 more left, and we're going to give everything we have.
Corbin.
Hey, Russ, it seemed like, especially in the first half, there were a number of plays where receivers didn't look like they were getting open. You had to hold on to the ball for a while. How much did you feel the loss of Tyler Lockett in this football game?
I thought guys were working their butts off. I think that, obviously Tyler Lockett's one of the best receivers in the National Football League. Anytime he's out there, it's always helpful. I'm just glad Tyler's, feeling okay, feeling good. It's this COVID thing's very real. And, when he found out he had it, that was always tough. That was tough on all of us, and I know tough on him because I know how much he's cared and put into this. And me and him were texting all week, just checking on each other, and just we were talking about the game plan, just different things. He's such an amazing person, amazing player, amazing teammate, and anytime he's out in the field, it's always a good thing. Anytime he's just around us, it's always a good thing. So, but I thought guys played their butts off. I thought Freddie played his butt off. He made a couple nice, really good plays. I thought guys really tried to do some special things in those games. We almost had that deep shot to D. Eskridge. He almost came down with it, on the scramble. That would have been a huge play. He tried to go for it. He had it, and then they ended up, I think, knocking it out. I didn't get to see it all the way, but so guys gave everything they had, and But anyways, anytime you don't have Tyler, it's always you want your best players out there, and obviously he's one of those guys in the National Football League. But I thought guys played their butts off all week.
Art.
Following up on Tyler, Russ,
Yep.
You guys were 1 for 11 in passes beyond 10 yards tonight. Is that where you missed Tyler most?
I think that obviously Tyler has ability to get open and just slither past the defense. He's been the best of the world at it ever since he's gotten in the league. I mean, 8 years or however many years he's been playing. That's what he does best. I think that I think that in the midst of the game, they have a really good pass rush. We try to slow him down. We did a good job of slowing him down for the most part, and they made a couple plays. I gave DK a nice double move on one of them. That's the one I got hit, and Gerald makes a great catch on it. That was a touchdown. Unfortunately, I got hit right when I threw it, but there's some key moments in there. And obviously Tyler's he's one of the best at it.
Couple more. Brady.
Hey, did you just say that on the throw to Everett that you were going to Metcalf on that you got hit?
Yeah, I got my arm hit right when I threw it, and that was actually going to Metcalf, and they kind of chopped my elbow right when I threw it, so on my wrist or whatever.
I gotcha. And then did you have a chance to see the replay of the fourth down play to DJ Dallas? And even if you did or if you didn't, what did you think of that play and the non-call? Yeah.
Unfortunate. I think that DJ was supposed to run a different route. I kind of told him, hey, run this one right here, and without saying the name of it or whatever, but I told him to kind of go out and release on this one, and just free release. And it was the perfect look. I mean, it was, and unfortunately they rushed, and they got right down the middle there, kind of unfortunately, and tried to get the ball to DJ and got hit right when, tried to release it, and he got hit right when the ball was kind of getting to him. Obviously, I think that was a huge play. Could have been a big moment, obviously, because the score right there was 17-10, and the ball would have been on the 32-yard line, 30-yard line, roughly. I don't know exactly, but that was a big moment, I think. And there's so many other moments in that game. I felt like we could have capitalized, and the game was, like I said, the game was 10-10 with 8 minutes to go or whatever. So it was there for us, and unfortunately got away.
Curtis.
Yeah, Russ, I know it's been a hard year for you guys in many aspects, you with the finger, among other things, too. Just At this point, are you playing to the standard personally that you foresee yourself wanting to play to, and just physically with everything you've had going on and the third down numbers you've had this year and everything? Are you where you want to be?
Well, where I want to be is whatever our record could be, 10 and whatever it could be, that's where I want to be. Unfortunately, I've been getting better every week. I had a great game last week and everything else. We had some key moments over the past couple of weeks, had great weeks, and they made a couple plays here and there. Like I said, we didn't have the ball that much. We tried to do some different things, try to slow them down up front, and we did a good job of that for the most part. And there's just some key moments in there, and so, I think that to answer your question, Curtis, I'm always going to keep working no matter what. I'm never where I want to be, just because I always want to work at my game, I always want to continue to get better every day. It's a tough battle today. I mean, like I said, the score is 10-10. Game was right there, and unfortunately got away from us with just a couple key moments of, miscues and stuff like that. So, I'm always stay encouraged. I'm always keep working, and that's all I know.
Last question for Russ. Michael Sean.
Hey, Russ, so are you guys still approaching this as like we got a shot at the playoffs? How's that working for you guys mentally?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know all the math of it all. All I know is, what we're going to approach it as is that, we have a job to do, and we have an opportunity to go, play as tough as we can, as hard as we can for our fans and for our families and our careers, and just, and try to do things right. There is no other way. You're always going to try to do things right in the right manner, the right approach at the highest level. It's a good football team we played today. It was a good game. Fortunately, we didn't win it. What we do know is that the next day is the only day we get. And so we're going to do everything we can to give it all we have, and that's the only approach that we know, Mike. So it was disappointing we didn't get to win it today. Obviously, we've been playing some good football. I thought that this game was a good game. Just like I said, it didn't end up the way we wanted it to late in the last 5-6 minutes of the game, really. And we've won so many of those moments, and I think that key moments, key penalties, key little things like that. Those things can't happen. In those kind of tight situations with great teams. And so, all I know is I'm going to stay encouraged, and I don't know any other way. I'm going to give everything I have, for these guys in this locker room, and Seattle, and just everything I have every day, and just our fans, and I love this game every day. I'm going to come with the right approach, the right mindset, and that's all we know. And I know everybody else is going to do the same.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Russ.
Thank you, guys. Go Hawks.
Carlos is up.